Hi everyone, thanks for joining me in watching this video. I'm going to talk to you about some of the key concepts about using Copic markers. I've selected one of my favourite characters, Baby Yoda, known as Grogu from The Mandalorian. Great series on Disney. Once you've finished drawing it in with lead pencil, I've used a blending card. I've used the Express It blending card and I'm using Copic Ciao markers. The reason I love Copic Ciao markers is because they have the benefit of the sketch. They're a little bit cheaper and they come in 180 colours in the Chows, which is more than enough for what I use them for, and I love using the brush tip. The other beauty about these markers is they're refillable, so no more chucking out pens and wastage. When you use the blending card and the Copic Chows, you can overlay them, and the more you overlay them, the darker that marker will go to a certain point. Now, if you're new to Copic markers, you'll see a letter and then some numbers on them. So at the moment, I'm using a B00. That means I'm using a blue with not much, and it's very light because it's got no grey and it's got hardly any colour. So there is a B000, so it's not quite the lightest blue, but it's very close. And you can see that I'm just mapping in the areas of Baby Yoda's face, and this is the glow that's coming from the egg, which is one of my favourite scenes in The Mandalorian, where Grogu is being really cheeky trying to eat the frog's eggs. And I thought that was kind of funny. Every time the Mandalorian would turn around, that's what he was trying to do. Throughout this video, I will also show you which marker I'm using with a little coloured tag. I like to go over and map all in the colours, and I like to work from a reference picture where possible. And you can see that I've got the Grogu picture next to me, and I just love the feel of the Copic markers on the smooth blending card. The beauty with Copics is you can overlay them over the top of each other because they're transparent. They're an alcohol ink as well, and they're just beautiful to use and blend, but you have to use them on the blending card. If you use them on normal cartridge or normal paper, they're no good, or they're nowhere near as good as the blending card. So it is like a system where you have to have the blending card, the markers, and the multi-liners. With this picture that I'm drawing, I'm not really using the black outlining pens. I'm just piecing it together with the colours and just layering over the top, blending them. When you blend the colours, I find that you go from the lightest to the darkest, and then when you're blending two colours together, I go lightest, then the darker one, then go back to the lighter and just blend it out to get that smooth gradation. Some other tips that I recommend is always having some test paper to test your Copics on before you actually put them onto your final, and just see how they work and blend together. Colours that are next to each other on the colour wheel, for example the BGs and the Bs will blend nicely together, and try and keep the numbers pretty close. For example, a B00 and a B02 work well together. So the numbers at the end control how light and dark it is, and the first number, so say B02, the 0 means goes from 1 to 9, and that's how much grey is in the colour, okay? And you can do all sorts of different effects with these. You can dab them, you can overlay them, you can blend them. The beauty of them is you can do lots of finer detail too. With all drawings, you want to make sure you have some light, mid and dark areas, some color variation, and you want to include some texture as well. You can see at the moment I'm just going over some areas with some darker bits just to give it a bit more contrast, make things pop a little bit, putting a little bit of texture on. And the beauty about the Copics is you can, once they're dry, you can go over them with colored pencils and bring out some even more finer details, which is fantastic. I use the Derwent pencils. I also use Polychromos to go over them. You can see I'm just going over a few areas with my white pencil. Now I'm just putting a bit of dark blue or black in over the top and that provides that even more texture on your drawings. Now this Baby Yoda or Grogu took me about 2 to 3 hours to draw from start to finish. That's from drawing him onto the card, the blending card, to blending with all the Copic markers and then adding the final finishing touches with the colored pencils. As you can see, I used about 15 to 16 markers and I sell them online, the Copic Ciao Yoda set, and you can achieve some great things with limited Copics. You can blend colors, you can mix colors, and you can do all sorts. Thanks for watching my video. I really appreciate it. If you could give me a thumbs up, that'd be great, and smash that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.